Ms. Smith, what have you got now?
Redus, that is for hearing. Yes, Redus.
Kim Redus, number 12 on the docket.
Kim Redus. It's also under the name Evans. And Judge, as a preliminary matter, we need to amend the name on this case.
Okay. Let's get, Attorney, you want to have a seat with your attorney, please? Let me see, what is your true legal name?
Roosevelt Theodore Evans.
Roosevelt Evans, okay, number 6 on the docket. Sir, if you raise your right hand, you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth? None of you raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm.
Judge, I'd object. I don't know why we have to do that. He just gave the court his true name. I didn't realize. I thought the court was swearing the witness in.
You wouldn't want to swear to his real name is Roosevelt?
I don't know that he needs to, and I mean, I don't know why we're not going forward with the hearing. Well, I mean, my concern, Judge, is that there's an escape charge, and I would assume that anything he said now would be used as 404, because that's something that would go to that.
I've got him charged with 2 different names. I don't find out who he is.
I believe that the county attorney already reached the conclusion as to what his name is, right?
They probably reached a lot of conclusions that the defense counsel doesn't reach.
Okay.
They should go back and we'll find this more. I may want to talk to him. We can continue this.
I'd object and ask to have the hearing. I know my client's being told to go back.
Redus?
Redus, you want to come on in? Smith, help me out here.
My understanding is
Help me out here. I don't know who, if this is Mr. Redus or Mr. Evans.
It's
We called Mr. Evans. Mr. Evans came out and had to call Mr. Redus, and Mr. Redus came out and they appear to be one and the same. I can't proceed with preliminary hearing yet.
My understanding is that his name is Mr. Evans, and I think that's sufficient to go forward.
Well, let me see. All right, this is the matter of Roosevelt Evans, number 16F00423. Now, I do not have a Roosevelt Evans in court. So,
As an officer of the court does.
we will continue this then.
I would object to a continuance, Judge.
Okay, let's call the matter of Roosevelt Evans. We ready to proceed on 16F00423? We want to proceed for hearing. We need to set this for a hearing.
We're prepared to have a hearing right now, Your Honor.
Set for a hearing?
Yes.
Ready to proceed?
Yes. Yeah.
The Redus case. Ms. Smith, I'm totally confused.
I think the prosecutor moved to amend the name on the case, and we've done that, and now we're prepared to have a hearing on several felonies.
Okay, now, hang on a second. Roosevelt Evans.
That Mr. Kim Redus is a fictitious name. He is actually Mr. Roosevelt Evans.
Okay, let's call the matter of, we'll do it one at a time. Let's call the matter of Kim Redus. Sheriff, I've got to find out Mr. Redus. Sheriff, do we have Mr. Redus in court?
According to that, that's Mr. Redus.
Ms. Smith, we call the matter of Kim Redus. Do you have a client named Kim Redus?
My understanding is that my client's name is Mr. Evans, and that name's been amended on the court file.
It has not been amended yet.
Okay, well, I think it's a joint motion to amend it.
Any objection, Ms. Smith?
That's my joint motion with the prosecutor.
You agree with that thing?
That is my understanding,
Kim
yes.
Redus, number 12 on the docket, we can be amended to Roosevelt Evans. Now, Roosevelt Evans, Mr.
Yes. All right. I'm coming back.
What is your social security number?
372
See, I didn't want to write it down, I'm not going to get that on the record. Sir, if you just, if you just write your social number, please. And, they will please do this.
I'd object, Judge. I would object. I'd ask the court to stay the ruling, overruling my objection, because I don't know what this is about, and he just gave the court. He just did that on the card, and I would object. I'm trying to protect my client, Your Honor.
I'm not asking his date of birth on the record, I'm not asking his social security number on the record. We need to find out who he is. He gave two separate names. I've got a list. I'm not gonna argue with you anymore. I've got a list of about 10 or better aliases that he's gone by. I wanna find out if this is who he's dealing with, and I want it under oath. Mr. Evans and Ms. Smith, you're on your shaky ground right now. The objection is no. Mr.
Thank you,
Evans,
Judge.
please raise your right hand, sir. You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. The date of birth and social security number that you just wrote down on the yellow card and gave to the sheriff, is that your true date of birth and your name?
My real name is Joseph Theodore Evans Jr. My birthday is 9/24/69.
Mr. Evans, I appreciate that. Good luck to you, sir.
No, you did what, you couldn't have gotten it out of that. He was ordering you. I think he had to laugh. I don't know, what the hell is that? That's nuts. Hang on. I think I'm about to go to jail. I have no idea. Yeah. Yeah. I'll have pretrial call you.
Ms. Smith, yes, ma'am.
I was called back over by the court, so I came back.
Oh, Ms. Smith, we had a problem. We discovered we had 8:30 this morning, Evans, Slash. We got that. Roosevelt Evans, number 6 on our felony docket. And also is on the docket, noted as Kent Redus, R-E-D-U-S, number 12 on our felony docket. You're aware we went over and put him under oath.
Over my objection, yes.
Over your objection, well, it turns out Social Security comes back not identified to anybody. The number, date of birth that he wrote down, October 1st, 1969, is apparently not the same date of birth that he gave after I put him under oath. I think we've got a problem.
That's why I'm objecting and continue to.
Is that what?
I continue to object to placing my client under oath. I think that this could lead to self-incrimination. I think the court just pointed out that that's already occurred.
Self-incrimination, I've got to find out who we're dealing with here. I'm not going to let the girl stand up there and lie to me.
I objected to his being placed under oath. I objected to his being placed under oath.
I don't know who he was.
I just objected to his,
I'm going to find out who he is.
and I would object to his being placed under
I
oath.
really want to talk to him because I'm going to bring him back here. And if he wants to perjure himself, he can.
That's-
I'm going to get to the bottom of who he is.
That's the basis of my objection, is he could incriminate himself.
He doesn't want to identify
He's got,
who he is.
he's got a Fifth Amendment right.
Bring him back out.
He's got a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. I can't do anything ethically other than
Smith, I'm not gonna argue with you.
advise him to invoke that right.
I don't know who it's from.
Can you read it? Or whatever his real name is.
You have to abide by any order of the court. Okay?
See, we call the matter of, this is back on our felony docket from earlier this morning. We had two matters on. One was, I believe Redus-Slash-Evans. Redus-Slash-Evans. And the other one was Kim Redus. It was represented to the court that Mr. Redus and Mr. Evans were one and the same. And, sir, I'm not sure who you are at the present time. I had asked you to go ahead and write your social security number and date of birth down on the yellow card for us. After doing that, I put you under oath, and the birth date you gave under oath was different than what was written down on the yellow card.
I would advise him not to speak, Your Honor.
I don't know who you are. You indicated, I think, you were Roosevelt Evans. However, you also booked under the name Kim Redus. On the pretrial information, I had about 10 different aliases. I'm going to let you talk to your attorney before we proceed. But apparently that is not a viable social security number for anybody.
I would again advise him to invoke his Fifth Amendment right. That's my advice to him. He knows it. He's beginning to speak, and that's why I interjected.
I haven't asked him, what, speak to what? I haven't asked him a question.
I just know he uttered words.
He can say whatever he wants to. He may recite the Gettysburg Address, but I haven't asked him a question yet. What I'm saying is, we've got a problem. I'm giving you a heads up. I'm going to let you talk to your attorney. I'm going to bring you back here after you talk to your lawyer. If I can't find out who you are, I can't proceed with this case. We'll just have to continue until we find out who you are.
Okay.
Otherwise, this may have to be continued and continued and continued.
I believe it's at the grand jury, Your Honor.
Yeah. I'm not sure which one. I may have to revisit that. I've got a Kim Redus and I've got a Roosevelt Evans, both at the grand jury. We had amended one this morning, however, and that you and I went, and I'm not going to argue with you again, Ms. Smith. I asked him if he would kindly write, despite your objection, his date of birth and social security number down on the yellow card, which I did. After he did that, I put him under oath. Asked him if this was accurate. The Social Security company, maybe his Social Security company, no, but it comes back as identifying no one in the United States of America or otherwise under that number. The date of birth he wrote it down first, not under oath, and then when I asked him under oath, he gave me a different date of birth. So, I want it to go on to the grand jury. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to deal with it down here. On the other hand, if he's given me information and he's not who he says he is, I don't think we can proceed, and we may have to revisit that and continue to do it. So, Mr. Roosevelt Evans or Mr. Kim Redus or whoever, I want you to go back and talk to your attorney, and in a little bit we'll come back, and I want to be satisfied that you are who you say.
I just can't believe it got like this, man.
I understand why I told my true name. My true
No,
name is
okay,
Roosevelt
but just
Evans
Fifth
Jr.
Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Fifth Amendment. That's what I would do, okay? Jesus Christ. I don't know. No, we're not. He's going to recall it. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. We didn't do anything. I think we're good. Okay. Thanks.
Smith, you want to bring back Mr. Roosevelt, Redus? Get out. Roosevelt Evans.
I thought you were done.
Okay. Revisit our felony docket number 6, 16-423, Matter of Commonwealth versus Redus-Slash-Evans. Also, at the same time, we're going to revisit the matter of Kim Reddick, or 18 Reddick. 12 on the docket, 16-00408. Previously this morning, we had amended the matter of Commonwealth versus Kim Reddick to read Redus-Slash-Evans.
Yeah, I know.
However, that was who it was I was dealing with. For the record, I have asked this individual to go by either Redus-Slash-Evans and or Kim Reddick, write his social security number, as well as the date of birth, the yellow card, which I now have in my possession. After taking a look at the social security number, sir, that social comes up as identifying no one. Date of birth, which you wrote on here and gave to the sheriff, says your date of birth was October 1st, 1969. However, after you gave this card to the sheriff, I did put you under oath and asked for your birthday, just ascertain that you were indeed who you represented yourself to be. And the birthday you gave was September 24th. I don't have the year on here, but it's on the record this morning. I'm just trying to determine who you are, so we can move these cases along. At this point in time, I'm not comfortable sending either one of these cases to the grand jury until such time as I can find out that we're dealing with who you say you are. Ms. Smith, it's kind of a lengthy problem. Doing it as you advise your client not to answer questions posed to the court about his identity, despite the fact that originally I put him under oath and he did advise that, and then he came back again because of this situation he found himself in, as to who he is or what his life information is, and I just can't determine who he is. So I've got to go back and revisit these cases. The matter of Roosevelt Evans, 16-F00423. Did we do anything? We have not. What I'm going to do at this time, that is a fugitive to the state of Michigan. I'm going to continue that. I'll continue that 1 week. That will be what, March 1st? That matter March 1st. While I'm at it, we had previously, in regard to 16-F00408, matter of Kim Reddick, amended that to Roosevelt Evans at that time. At this point in time, that was up on representation for a joint motion, Ms. Smith, I believe, by the county and the council, to amend it to Roosevelt Evans. Based upon what I've just been over, I'm not comfortable in making that amendment. At this point in time, I'm going to keep it Kim Reddick. So amend our amendment from Kim Reddick to Roosevelt Evans back to Kim Reddick. I'm going to continue that until March 1st. And we'll come back next week then in regards to everything. I'd like by that time to be able to do something with it. What I do, I want to be comfortable that I'm dealing with who I think I'm dealing with, and that's who's been represented in Mr. Smith, if you'd like, I'd be glad to give you the information on the yellow card.
Someone already gave me a yellow card. I'd just like to make the record, if I could, Judge. First of all, the court's already, pursuant to the Kentucky Constitution and the rules of criminal procedure, transferred jurisdiction and is without authority to pass the case or to undo any amendments made an hour and a half ago. So I want to be clear about that. Secondly, the fact that my client, I believe I agree with that. And I would again note that the reason my client was placed under oath to begin with in violation of his Fifth Amendment right is because that was done over my objection.
Note for the record again. We'll see you back next week. I'd like to know what I'm dealing with next week.
Thanks. You done?
No, I still got time. I was gonna say, he obviously gets worked up and you're,
I couldn't figure out why any of this just happened, personally. But thank you for standing there so that I could make sure I wasn't next as to what we do next.
doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing.
This poor guy.
What do you think's up with it?
I don't care.
Okay.
I just talk to my clients. It's kind of my motto. Don't talk to me. Hey, what am I here for?
That's exactly right.
That's all. That's like 90% of what you do. No. No. I mean, the fact that it's a formalized part of any proceeding is personally despicable as far as I'm concerned. It should be to everyone in the courtroom. The person named Evans and Rita who's okay. But now we're good. I have a short one, Judge. It's the two cases of Evans and Redus.
You have a hearing now?
No.
Okay.
Call the matter of Kim Redus,
Okay.
number 16 on the document. Why don't we call them both at the same time, matter of, also the matter of Roosevelt Evans, number 11. What was kind of caught off guard last week, I think we had a preliminary hearing in regards to the, I think that was the Evans matter. Evans matter, let's see, now the Evans matter, that's a fugitive out of the state of Michigan, I believe. So it must have been the Redus, here's my confusion, the Redus escaped second degree. We had originally, based upon a joint motion by the county and council to the defendant, amended Kim Redus to be as Roosevelt Evans. I believe the court originally made that amendment. And we proceeded to hear, have a preliminary hearing then on 16 F00423, which was then styled Roosevelt Evans. No, we did not hold a hearing on that, that's a fugitive issue. We held had a preliminary hearing on Kim Redus that had been amended by, once again, by joint motion of the county as well as the defendant's counsel to Clarence Evans. After that hearing, the court was trying to determine what to do with the fugitive issue. At that point in time, I believe the way it had been done, I asked Mr. counsel advised him not to make any statements. I believe that was on the Fifth Amendment issue. At that point in time, the court, already having amended it based upon the joint motion of the county and defense counsel, found itself in a pickle. Because I had previously amended the Kim Redus, the name of Kim Redus to Roosevelt Evans, based in part upon Mr. Redus-Slash-Evans' counsel's representation that was well. However, when I tried to clear the Kim Redus issue up, I asked Mr. Evans what his true and legal name was. I was confronted with the problem that either Mr. Redus and or Mr. Evans would not answer based upon advice of counsel. At that point in time, I was still trying to resolve that matter. The best I could, which I was finding very difficult to do at that point in time. So I asked Mr. Redus-Slash-Evans to please write the social security number and date of birth on a yellow card, which I believe we have in the case jacket, do we not? Which we kept, which is this yellow card. Which time he gave the social security number and date of birth. Well, I was advised shortly after that the social security that he wrote down on his card at the court's request matched nobody in the United States of America or elsewhere. After I had Mr. Redus-Slash-Evans write the social security number down as well as the date of birth, I then put him under oath, not to ask him what his name was, but to ask him simply whether or not the information contained on the yellow card that he himself had written was accurate. At that point in time, and I went back and reviewed the tape, my recollection is he said, my name is Roosevelt Evans and my date of birth is 9/24/69. Well, that's not what I asked him. It was later when I found out, after asking him whether or not this, under oath, whether or not the information on this yellow card was accurate, that first of all, in regards to the social security number, he ignored that totally in his response. And in response to the date of birth, he gave a different date of birth under oath than what he wrote on the card. Therefore, the information I had asked him to write on the card was inaccurate. I found myself in more of a bind. What do I do with this case or these cases at this point in time? I did not know what to do, to be honest with you. So I believe what I did at that point in time, I'd already held, I'm trying to think, I already held that one mayor to the grand jury. I had already amended at the request of both the county as well as the defense counsel to amend Kim Redus to Roosevelt Evans. However, based upon the inaccurate information that Mr. Redus-Slash-Evans wrote on the yellow card, in conjunction with the information he then told me under oath, I had no idea, and I have no idea as to the true nature of his identity. For that reason, I set aside the holding of the matter of the grand jury at that time, and I set aside the amendment of Kim Redus to Roosevelt Evans on the one case that we had just heard the hearing on, which leads us to today. Ms. Smith, at this point in time, can you tell me, after you represented to the court last week, that his name was Roosevelt Evans, can you now, at this point in time, after hearing all of this, advise who you believe, what the true identity, the true name, date of birth, social security number of your client?
I think that's privileged, but I've already put on the record that I think that's privileged as my response.
What is your answer? Do you know who your
That's
client is?
privileged. That's privileged.
Do you know who your client is?
The court saw things that were not under oath last week, asked my client his name, he gave his name. But if the court's asking me to divulge privileged information,
I did not ask his name under oath. What I asked him was about the information down on that card. I never asked his name, in my recollection. I asked him to write a social security number down as well as his birthday, which he did. It was after that, I wasn't going to ask him his name under oath. I was trying my best. I was doing my very best to be fair to your client or client. In regards to any constitutional or right that he may have used. Instead of asking him what his true legal name was, I simply asked him what his true social security number was and his date of birth, which he wrote down on the yellow card. It was after that time, once again, that I did not again ask him on the record what his true name was. I simply asked him whether or not the information on that card that he wrote the information on was accurate. I felt at that time that if I had his true So I still got a pending case of Kim Redus, which is 16F00400, escape second-degree felony. I've still got on my docket case of Roosevelt Evans, 16F00423. Once again, I did hear testimony last week in the case of Kim Redus, originally held to the grand jury, after which I had some grave concerns about who I held to the grand jury. I think I've figured out how to resolve this matter. What I'm going to do, and I'm not going to go back and hear testimony one more time about this. The case of Kim Redus, being 16F00408.
Excuse me.
Oh, you're fine.
Escape second degree felony. Once again, I'm going to go back and amend that to, I will hold it to the grand jury, as I did last week, prior to the not misunderstanding, that the misinformation the court had received. That case, based upon the testimony last week, as originally stated, be held at Fayette County Grand Jury. In regards to the matter 16F00423, Roosevelt Evans, I'm going, at this point in time, put it on for a review. Let's come back and say 30 days, counsel.
That's fine, Judge. I should note in the file, there is a waiver of extradition that would have been signed back in Michigan as part of parole conditions. So there's really nothing that should be done on that. It would be a matter of,
My docket says he has not waived extradition to Michigan.
he doesn't have to because this is a parole document, and my understanding is that one waives extradition when they're on parole, but even if that's
I
not,
have not seen that.
it's in the court file. I have a copy.
Okay, Ms. Smith. The information I have, when I based it on, and trying to figure out who he is or was last week, the indication I had on my docket is need defendant to swear the true name, date of birth, and social security number. Has not waived extradition to Michigan. Also on the docket is Kim Redus. That's in regards to the Roosevelt Evans case. Trying to find out who Mr. Evans or Mr. Redus or both are or were. I'm not going to go over the litany of events that just occurred. I do not have that. He has not waived extradition to Michigan. Whether or not he has agreed pursuant to a parole document that he held, I am still have this case in front of me. I'm not going to rely upon a document I do not have in front of me. I still have on this docket a fugitive warrant. Based upon that, I'm going to set it for a review in 30 days and see where it shakes out. It's probably going to shake out the same way. If he has indeed in the past executed a document that if he violates terms of parole, that he waived extradition, I think that is a secondary fallback in regards to the extradition, even though he has not agreed to a waiver. So, let's come on back. I'll set it on for, let's set it for May 5th. I'm sorry, is that not my day? Today's May 3rd. Now, I'm at April 5th. April 5th, we'll come back on April 5th for a review of 16F00423 in regards to the matter of Kim Redus. That will remain as Kim Redus. I don't have any information contrary to the fact that he is anybody other than Kim Redus. I have no idea who that individual is. So, but based upon the testimony last week, which included, I believe, Mr. Dawson, for the detective in this case, or Sheriff Unlike testified, I believe, to the fact that they had contacted the state of Michigan, who advised that Mr. Redus probably was one and the same as Mr. Evans. So, I think held at Fayette County Grand Jury as of last week, last Tuesday. And notes for the record once again that the reason that we're back here today is confusion. Not confusion, is misinformation apparently that was given to this court by either Mr. Evans and or Mr. Redus. the reason I continue to try to figure out who was who, who's on first, what's on third, what's after. So, Mr. Ross, anything else, sir, we need to take up today? Ms. Smith, anything else on the matter of, let's go back to the Kim Redus case. What is, bond is currently $250,000.
I thought it was 120, but we're not asking for bond relief, although we maintain
Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong case. What is current bond?
that
on
I
Kim
think
Redus?
120, and
How much?
we're not asking for bond relief. We do maintain that jurisdiction was transferred last Tuesday, February the 23rd.
I think I just said I did on that.
I maintain it happened last
I
Tuesday.
maintain that too.
Okay.
That's what I said. It did happen last Tuesday. At this point in time, I'm going to increase the bond to $250,000.
I'd ask the court to explain the reasoning for that.
I don't know who this fellow is. I've got to put a little bond on, to be honest with you. He's refused to identify who he is. And that may be through counsel.
I can't possibly violate the attorney-client privilege, Your Honor. I would certainly be doing so.
And counsel objected to him.
I continue to
I'm not
object.
asking you. I'm not going to ask him again. I will not go through that again. I was totally confused last week. I was misled.
That was all over my objection, Your Honor.
No, you were misled. Well, I'm not sure how to phrase that. I asked Mr. Redus-Slash-Evans to write down his correct social security number and date of birth. Instead of refusing to do that, he wrote a social security number down as well as a date of birth. Once again, the social security number came back as a non-viable social security number to anybody in the United States, as far as I can tell the world. In addition to that, after he wrote that information down, at my request, he did not have to write it down. I don't believe counsel ever advised him not to write that down. The date of birth he wrote down there came back as a different date of birth than the one I had on the other. I think $250,000 being generous. Should have a no bond, but I'm not going to do that. Anything else, counsel, we need to take up?
No, Judge. Thank you.
Joshua Murphy.
I got that old feeling. I wrote my lawyer's number down today. You see it? Look, hang in there.